Hey guys, welcome to the lunch table where we chew on some nerdy topics. Today we'll be discussing The Mandalorian. Joining with me today is Daniel,
Yo.
Kenny,
Hey.
Sinrick,
Hey, how's it going?
and Kalichi.
What's up?
For those who haven't seen Mandalorian yet, I'd just like to make a disclaimer. There will be spoilers ahead, just be warned. So, let's get right into it. So, guys, this show's been amazing, man. Great thing for, Star Wars lovers all around. I'd like to go over some of the Easter eggs actually that I've been noticing. I'm sure fans have been noticing them, here and there.
For the record, Cineric and I, in particular, aren't the largest Star Wars fans. We still like it, but we're not
Yeah.
in deep to the lore. And just before we get started on the Easter eggs, the show is still great without knowing in-depth lore and extended universe stuff. So
Yeah.
honestly.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I like the show a lot. I don't know the full background of it yet either,
Because you, Sinrick, you've only just recently started watching the show.
Yeah, all I watched is the first season, the second season, the latest episode, as well as the first two movies. I haven't watched any of the other movies, but only the first two.
First two movies, are you talking episode 1 and 2, or are you talking New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back?
Yes, episode 1 and 2.
Oh, shit.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any movie at all.
You haven't watched any movie? I tell you that.
Nah, I haven't. I only watched the Clone Wars TV show.
Damn it. Okay.
Wow.
Damn.
Well, for what Daniel said, you know what? Yeah, he's absolutely right. You don't have to be the biggest Star Wars fan to enjoy this show. Whether you're getting into it just right now or a long time, it's for everybody. Great story and action there. I'd like to point out major Star Wars Easter eggs for some of the fans. One of the first Easter eggs that I did notice was in the latest season that just came out a few weeks ago, season 2, episode 1. This one was a big reveal to longtime Star Wars fans. As Mando came back to, I think, Tatooine,
Tatooine.
that he came back.
Mm.
Yeah, with that the lady with the pit droids, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. There was a droid that
I saw the same thing.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm
The
talking about?
droids.
There was a droid that longtime Star Wars fans will recognize that finally made its debut nearly decades after its first appearance. The droid R5 can be seen coming back into the holding area where Mando's Razor Crest ship is, as the pit crew lady called the droid, and out comes this white droid with some red markings on it. And I'm looking at it going, hey, this thing looks really familiar. There's something about it. And as she said, did somebody say the name? Did someone say R5? Did she call him by the name?
I didn't catch that, but who exactly is R5? Where should I know them from?
The New Hope. And when Uncle Owen picks up the two droids,
Oh,
it was CP3 and then R5, and he breaks down halfway to his house. He goes
Yep.
into
cool.
It was beginning of New Hope, where the Jawas reached Luke's home with his uncle, and they were basically selling droids. And so C3PO, R2D2, and a few other ones, including R5, was there. And Uncle Owen decided to purchase C3PO and R5, leaving R2D2 behind. And as he was, going off with these droids, R5, the droid that we're talking about, his motivator blew, which begged Luke saying, "Hey, Uncle Owen, this one's got a bad motivator," or whatever, right? And so, thus leading R2D2 to take his place and starting the whole, universe and stuff like that. So it was really cool to see Disney confirm that this droid never left Tatooine. It was still there. And you can tell that it's that droid because if you look really closely on its back top panel, you could see the wear from where it blew its
scorch
motivator.
marks.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was.
Yeah.
Originally, it wasn't going to be R5. The director asked it to be.
No way.
Oh, really?
The director had they brought him out the R5, and he's like, "Can you make the scorch marks on top?" I think.
like Filoni, he was. Wow. I thought I saw something like that.
Yeah, he asked it to if he asked the department or the makeup or whatever you call them.
Oh wow. Oh, damn, that's really cool. Yeah, so I think another Easter egg, just to move along here, still within the second season, I can't remember if it was I think it was the second episode, like episode 2 of season 2.
The one
Um,
with the big snow spiders.
oh, sorry, my
Yeah.
mistake. So I guess we're still on the first episode. Yes, it's episode 1 of season 2. Um, where Mando meets that man wearing Boba Fett's armor,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
The
what's his
sheriff,
name?
I think
What's his
it's called.
name again?
I think he's just called
The
the sheriff.
sheriff. He was
No,
the
he had a
sheriff.
name. He had a name.
he does have a name.
Hmm.
I can't remember what his name is. If it comes up,
Keep
if
going. I'll
someone could,
find it. I'll find. I'll find. I'll
yeah,
find it.
search
Keep
it up
going.
in the meantime because it's gonna bug me, man. Like, but anyways,
Oh,
as
sorry,
the,
his name is Cobb Vanth.
that's it,
Yeah, that's his name.
That's it. All right.
that's it. So as I'm just gonna call him the sheriff because so as the sheriff and Mando made that deal where if they were gonna destroy the Krayt Dragon, they set off on their pod on those racers, right? On those the speeders. And for Star Wars fans who enjoyed Episode 1, I found this really cool. If you look really closely at the sheriff's speeder, it may look familiar because it's actually a part of young Anakin Skywalker's pod racer from Phantom Menace.
From the race scene.
From the race scene, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a pod racer. I didn't know it was Anakin's.
Yeah, it was. If you
Yeah.
look closely, it's the
It's the one on the left. Do not Anakin has
Right.
those two teeth in
The
front
one
of
of the
him.
left thrusters kind of things.
Yeah.
it's one of the two engines. Now, a lot of people, and I think Disney has confirmed that that's what it is. There's so much speculation going on, like, oh, it could be anything, but the coloration is exactly the same, and the parts, especially in the middle of the engine, there's that black can't speak
Cylindrical.
cylindrical section that really marks, like, you could totally tell it's it. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, it kind of just all connects it too. It's like R5, this droid, all of it's just been junk being left on Tatooine, right? It's kind of hasn't left since then. So kind of, I wonder. It's kind of cool to think about, like, what other parts
Like,
of
can be remade and stuff.
yeah, like what maybe there's other things that just were turned into something else.
I mean, I know that same episode you see the pit crew from episode 1 too. I don't know if it's the same.
Is that? I've heard about that. I've heard that same pit crew is the same ones from Anakin's pit crew in the first episode.
I don't know if it's the same, but they're at least the same design, like the same robotic.
Right.
I find it really interesting how I know that the prequel movies weren't really well received.
Yeah.
They still in the Mandalorian, they like to make reference to it, and I think that's really good because people that really like those movies and maybe had an unpopular opinion, it's really like a love letter to those fans,
Honestly, I agree. It's really, like you said, it's really nice to see that they're kind of encompassing all of, like, from every movie, right? Obviously not the latest movies because Mandalorian takes place before it, but
Yeah, of course.
yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's really nice to see how they go back and, whatever Star Wars fan you may be, whether you're a fan of the prequels or the main storyline, you see everything in it, right? It's yeah. Which brings me to my next one, actually. Kenny, you talked about the droids. This was kind of like it's a mini Easter egg. It's not really too. I don't know if you would even consider it an Easter egg. I just found it kind of really cool. When season 2, episode 1 again. Don't worry, I will move on to season 1. When when Mando first comes down to the pit, comes back and says, take care of Baby Yoda and whatever. The oh, sorry,
The child.
the child.
Well, we gotta be very specific. Disney says it's the child.
I
The most,
know.
like,
Dumb name.
uniconic name that they've ever come out with.
I actually, you know what? I was thinking the other day. I heard they also call it the Foundling. That's what
Yeah.
the Mandalorians call it.
That is way better than the child.
Yeah, I think a lot
Yeah.
better. As
Yeah, a
well.
lot of people call it either the Baby Yoda or the Foundling, but on all merchandise, it's still the child.
The child, yeah.
Yeah,
Not a
You
fan
know
of that.
Dumb reason.
I thought I saw a commercial earlier today. Like, there's this new Baby Yoda doll that's come out, and they literally call it Baby Yoda, but I could be wrong. I like.
I don't think they would, because I think that'd be giving away that.
It's like colloquially known as Baby Yoda, but like officially, it's not.
Because
Yeah.
officially, the species doesn't even have a name.
Not yet. A lot of people call them I don't remember, the triglyptides or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the
I mean-
triglyptides, that's non-canon.
I mean,
Was
Mm.
canon, and they got rid
I
of
mean,
it.
till today, we've only known one of the species, which is
Well,
Yoda.
You see another one.
There's
Yeah.
three, actually.
Do you
Yeah.
actually?
In
The Phantom Menace, for like 1 second, you see like a female Baby Yoda on the Jedi Council.
I think its name is Yaddle. Yoda
Yeah.
Yaddle.
or something like that.
Seattle,
I
yep.
don't know.
It's on the council. Yeah, like when you
Yeah.
the first movie. Yeah.
On the council for 1 second and then never seen again.
Yeah.
The theory is that that's actually Yoda and her kid. That's why she left the council.
You can't nah.
Damn.
No.
Uh, but yeah, sorry, I was gonna say, sorry, I made a mistake. I meant, sorry, this is a little Easter egg I found in the first season, and it's the first time we're introduced to that pit lady. I want to know her name too. If someone could find that out for me,
Yeah,
I
no
forget.
worries.
I got it.
So when we first are introduced to the pit droids and that lady and the the whole fixing crew and stuff. If you look really closely, they're playing a card game called Sabak, and Sabak is known across the galaxy as like it's like a gambling game with cards, right? And it's the same card game that Lando Calrissian and Han Solo played in order to decide the um, Millennium Falcon's fate. It's the game that Han Solo won against, right?
Wait, in
So-
in a solo movie?
Yeah. So that card game at the end of Solo is the same game the droids and the girl are playing when you first meet them, right? And it's popped up in a few other scenes across the Mandalorian. Like it's prominent in the bar and cantina scenes. Most outsiders and bounty hunters will play it in the cantinas. But the funny thing about that specific scene is not so much about the card game, but if you look really closely, as the lady is distracted with Mando coming down into her hangar, two of the droids cheat and swap cards with each other under the table, and then
Yes,
quickly come back.
yes, I love that. They're like.
Wait a minute, they cheated and still lost?
Dude, this just goes to show how like dumb these like droids are, man.
Think about it. They're literally artificial intelligence that know how to cheat and can still lose a card game. How does
Yep.
that work?
You
By
know,
the way,
by
I
the
just,
way,
I just want to mention the lady's name is actually Pelimoto.
I was just about to say that. I just about to say that.
that was it. That was
You
it.
stole
How
it.
come nobody in the Star Wars universe is just named Greg or Bob?
I
Has to be
wish.
unique.
Then you'd have to go to Earth, and then you'd have to face the reality that Star Wars is
Not that far
really
away. It's not that far away.
yeah. Star Wars
bro,
is real.
There's humans on the Star Wars thing. Like, she's a human, presumably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, honestly, I think most of the troopers, not clone troopers, but the stormtroopers are just humans found by the Empire, or they're like signing up like across the galaxy and stuff.
I don't think those are like Earth humans, though, are they? It can't be.
Oh, you're saying
Because-
from Earth.
So you're saying there's another planet in the Star Wars universe that just has humans on it?
I'm
Yes.
saying human.
Yeah, no,
exactly
human-like
that.
aliens. People that look human but are not human.
Yeah.
I'm with Daniel on that one. I think that's the way it is. That's
Well,
the way
because-
everything's been.
If
It's
we're
true.
going, if we're going to go into extended universe where we say that ET extraterrestrial is part of the Star Wars canon, then we can see that it takes place at the same time, and that people are completely unaware of the Star Wars universe happening around them.
I mean, if it happened in a universe far, far away, the chances of a planet having people that look like humans it's pretty high.
Statistically certain, almost.
is Earth even considered in their universe, or is
I
like
don't think so.
I don't think so. I never heard of anyone talking about. The only time I've heard of it is in like a spin-off comic that's not connected.
Yeah, but nobody cares about those.
Hey, Indiana Jones is in it.
the one where Chewbacca is like Bigfoot.
Chewbacca's
I love that, man. Poor Chewbacca.
pretty sure Indiana Jones shoots him too.
Yeah, fresh meat.
Started whipping him.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Poor guy, man. Chewbacca's just out here living his life.
Put back in chains and on Earth as Indiana Jones whips him.
Oh my gosh.
Chewbacca never got a medal at the end of.
Hey, in the new movie he does.
That's irrelevant, bro.
He gets
That's irrelevant. This guy took down Darth Vader. They're like, cool. Good job.
He gets Leia's. He doesn't get Han's. She gets Leia's.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Even Han's like, you don't deserve a medal.
Oh man,
That's tough.
But anyways, to continue, guys, if just have a few more to go over. This one is kind of a reverse Easter egg, and I'll explain. So so we talked about season a little bit of just going over season 1 with those droids. Back to season 2, when we first hear introduced to that beast, the Krayt Dragon. Now this is what I found really cool. When they first awaken it, or I can't remember when it starts popping out of the ground, and it yells.
Isn't it when it destroys that town? When it like moves to the town?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
And I think it eats something.
Yeah, each one of
It's
the
one of those like
animals.
Aragorns, I think it's called, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it was either there, or I think it was at that cave where the sand people started. When they started all attacking him.
Yeah.
It's whenever he let out his roar. Now, a lot of Star Wars fans. Honestly, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I didn't even notice this Easter egg. When it roared, it might have sounded familiar because when you go back to the New Hope, remember that scene when we first meet Obi-Wan and he yells to scare away
the sand people?
the sand people? People have compared it online, and it's confirmed that the cry that Obi-Wan used was a Krayt Dragon call.
Oh, that's super cool, actually.
And it makes sense because
The
the
Tusken
sand
Raiders were
people,
so afraid of them.
they're afraid of it, right?
Wouldn't everyone be afraid of like a 300-foot dragon that's impenetrable to hit?
It's true. Honestly, well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it makes sense too because the Krayt Dragon is also still alive at that moment, right? So they're, I guess, confusing them.
I assume there's more than one out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
But in that area, that one is still alive.
Yeah.
Were we near the Owen farm? I don't think we were.
I think the Krayt Dragon is near more of Mos Espa, near it's that town they were in was I think it was close to Anakin's hometown, which was Mos Espa, I think. So
well, I mean it's a species, and I assume that there's at least several of them throughout the planet.
Yeah,
I assume they're rare.
It's endangered.
Yeah.
It's endangered. Mandalorians keep showing up and blowing them up.
Blowing them up from the inside.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. I think I got a few more, like maybe a few more Easter eggs to go through. Well, this one goes back to season 1, episode 1 actually, or yeah, I think it was episode. Anyways, during Mando's flashbacks, you get more detail as to what happened to him as a kid.
I think that's the last episode.
Was it the last episode of the flashback where the one where
I thought it was the last episode when they're in the bar about to be blown up.
I thought that it was when he was on that like safe planet, like the swampy one.
like
I think he has two. I think he has in both of them.
You know, like when he was considering of like settling down with that woman.
Settling down.
Yeah. Oh, right. It was one of them. Like it was one of his his little backstories where you see him as a kid. There's like war going on and like something's. Oh yeah, the Separatist has come because we do see a super battle droid enter and
Ooh, big boy.
yeah, the big boys. and what I found really cool. I mean, this is. It depends. It could be noticeable. It could not be noticeable. But the people that actually saved Mando as a child were actually part of Death Watch. For those who've watched Clone Wars, that Mandalorian clan were kind of like, I guess, considered extremists. I guess from
Yeah.
Mandalore.
Really?
Yeah,
They're the Mandalorian group that believes that you can't take off their helmet, right?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No, it's not. The Death Watch it's a terrorist group because during the time when they were first started, Mandalore was a peaceful country. They're like, yo, we don't want that. We're a planet
They're
full of
not
fighters.
a terrorist now.
No,
considered
not
one.
now they're not. But when they were first like starting up,
They're not considered terrorists because they won. They wanted Mandalorians not to be peaceful, and they're not. So
Yeah.
bro.
those are the ones that are considered terrorism winning.
Oh gosh. But yeah, like if you look really closely, obviously they're wearing blue armor as Death Watch did, and their emblem on their shoulders are that, I think it's like that clawed kind of look, that three-pronged clawed logo. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool.
Wait. From what episode?
I think it's the newest one.
No, the newest one, it's the Night Owls. They're considered.
I'm sorry.
No,
they're
no,
they're they're
No, in the newest one, they are from Death Watch too.
I thought
they
they
They're
were.
the Night Owls.
they were called Clan Kree. I thought Bo-Katan didn't have anything to do with.
No. Bo-Katan, no, she's from Clan Kree, but she's originally was from Death Watch.
Yeah, that's I read up a little bit on that.
Yeah, 'cause
I
if you-
thought
if
she
you-
was.
Death Watch, but now she's in an all-female lead clan called like the Night Owl or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a guy in the group.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, equality.
I was wrong about the all-female lead. Maybe I was.
Oh man, but
wait,
yeah,
Alec, what episode are you talking about though?
this as part as like the Death Watch thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this isn't season 1. I can't remember because Mando had a few backstories where you see bits and pieces of what happened to him as a child, right? Like that whole the separatists coming to his him and his parents, they're all wearing those red robes.
Oh,
which
I know what you're talking about.
Some people think it's from that holiday special where they were celebrating Life Day. That was kind of cool to think about.
Yeesh. I
like-
can't believe they made that canon.
I know.
The holiday special.
You see his weapon in the Star Wars special too. It's like two-prong like taser thing.
Oh,
Wonderful.
what do they
His
call it?
rifle like thing.
The disintegrating thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 8 is where the flashbacks are.
Okay, then I guess that's the episode I'm talking about.
He talks about when he was a kid in episode 2.
Right. Oh yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Well, okay, this one's not so much like, this is kind of an Easter egg, but it's more of a fun fact kind of thing. That droid in season 1, that kind of assassin droid that Mando helps in that first episode, IG-11, I think is what it's called. And if it looks familiar, it's because it's also the same type of droid that Darth Vader had on his bounty squad when they were trying to find Han Solo. You know, when Bosk was there, and the guy in the bandages, forget his name. But that scene where Darth Vader has them all lined up in, I think, Empire Strikes Back, you see a droid that looks exactly the same. Like, it's just of the same type. That one's called IG-88, and so they're just the two same kind of droid. That droid also pops up a lot in Rebels, and I think a few times in Clone Wars as well.
You want to know something interesting? I mean, sort of, not really, but it involves me. I just realized I had a toy of that droid, like the one that we're talking about, like the model.
Right.
I had a toy of it. I had one of Darth Vader, and I can't remember the third one, but I had like a little set, and I can't believe I remember that right now.
Wait, that reminds me of I used to have a toy of Obi-Wan and Anakin, but that must have been so cool. That's not very common to have a toy of that specific droid.
Right, but it's just suddenly like seeped back into my memory.
Like,
dude, our toys could have fought each other, and then Darth Vader could have had an existential crisis.
he's like,
Anakin?
one of my bounty hunter droids have been Destroyed. So let's just wrap up this little segment about the Easter eggs here. Just one last really cool one that I'm sure a lot of fans noticed. In the last episode of season 1 with Moff Gideon, he wields the dark saber. For those
Ooh.
fans of Clone Wars and Rebels, like, yeah, I that was really exciting.
I love the dark saber. The coolest thing ever. Like, oh man.
Bro, I saw it, didn't know what it was, but I was like, huh, that's cool.
Same.
Oh, because it's one lightsaber that looks different from everything else.
Exactly.
Well, like when I first saw it, I was like, 'cause I don't know who Moff Gideon is. So I was like, I don't know this guy, this is some random villain. And then the episode ends and he comes out holding it. And I was like, hold up, I know that. Why do you have it? Honestly, I'm like, there's so many questions. I'm like, I swear the last time I remember it, Darth Maul had it. And then he gave it to someone in Star Wars Rebels. And then I don't know what happened after that. And then somehow he gets it. So that was wild. Darth Saber it looks cool. It's the only one-sided sword too.
This isn't canon, but in the comics, it can break other lightsabers.
Yeah, which is funny because we haven't seen it break a lightsaber in the actual shows, but
Yet.
we know it can do it.
Yet.
I mean,
We
just
have
a little
not seen it
teaser.
yet. It may happen. It could happen still.
Yeah,
It
I
happen.
love its history, man. Like it's got such a complicated how it was
Alec,
created and
Alec, I love lore more than anything. I love lore that makes sense and it's good. And the dark saber has one of the coolest ones.
dude, tell us about it, man.
It's a Mandalorian. It's the first Mandalorian that became a Jedi.
I think he's the only Mandalorian that became a Jedi.
It's the first and only. Yeah, it's both.
Yeah, his name
way
was
back when. It's
Tar Vizsla.
Yeah, no, it's Tar Villa is the guy in Clone Wars. It's his ancestor. Someone related to that guy.
It starts with an M, right? It's
I think so. But anyway, it's the first he made a lightsaber, the dark saber, right? Came back to Mandalore. I was like, whoever wields this sword can rule over Mandalore. And that's been the motto.
Tar Vizsla. Alec is right.
But
so
yeah,
you were saying, Kliji?
like he made the sword. It was like whoever comes, he's like, I've come back to Mandalore. Whoever wields this sword can rule over Mandalore, and that's kind of the way they've been going, right? And then the Jedi is like, nah, you're a Jedi, so come back to the temple. And when Tar Vizsla died, they kept the lightsaber because like he's one of us. And then Death Watch was like, nah, that's ours because the Mandalorian had it. Let's go. And Death Watch stole it. That's how the Death Watch got it.
Right. Was it held by the House of Vizsla? It was his clan, right?
It's his clan. That's why he wanted it.
Yeah.
He felt claim towards it. Well, that's cool. But I love how the show explains the Mandalorian because those are my favorite characters or the favorite people in Star Wars. Or the Mandalorians.
Really?
Yeah, because they're the coolest ones. I love Boba Fett. I was disappointed when he died quotation marks because he's still alive.
Died. Yeah, okay.
Mandalorian had a rough past.
Like I love Boba. I love Jango Fett, even though they just use him to make clones. But still, the Mandalorians are the coolest race. And like when you find out that it's not really a race, it's more of a code. I'm like, that's sick. Because you don't gotta be from Mandalore.
Yeah, man.
The way like Mando, he's not from Mandalore. He just got abducted.
Let's say rescued for now.
He got rescued. They're like, hey man, this is the way we gotta do it. I love the code. He just walk into another Mandalorian, but like, this is the way. And they're like, whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it. They're like, yo, yeah, that's sick.
Also, I just realized. Sorry to put this in here. We were talking the other day about what the Mandalorian's real name is, and I just realized it's Din Djarin. That's his real name.
Yeah.
That's a name?
Yeah, that's.
He said it in season 1, didn't he?
Yeah, there's a reason he doesn't use it, Daniel.
Din Djarin is a real jarring name, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, so I did some research on Mandalore and stuff. And you know how in the Clone Wars TV show, a spoiler for the Clone Wars TV show, the last season when they fight in Mandalore and there's like a whole war in Mandalore right before the Clone Wars ends. I thought that was the Mandalorian War, but that's not the Mandalorian War. That the main one people know. The Mandalorian War is when Darth Vader comes back to Mandalore, and he's like, these Mandalorians are too strong, so he comes in and tries to kill everyone. It's why all Mandalorians are scattered around the universe. It's why Mando's like, I gotta find one of my kind. He doesn't go back to Mandalore.
The Mandalorians are dangerous. The Beskar can block lightsaber bolts.
Yeah.
Some.
And apparently in that Mandalorian War, that's when Moff Gideon got the dark saber.
Yeah. He was the general in charge of the takeover.
So is that how it led to him? Like Bo-Katan had it, but because they lost, he ended up like stealing it for himself.
Yeah, like when he took over the planet, he just kind of found it, and he's like, "Oh, this is a cool weapon. I'll keep it."
Did she just drop it, or like?
Who knows?
It's not explained.
Whoops! I just dropped the most important weapon of my people.
Maybe there's a hole in her pocket. You don't know.
Yeah. There was a hole. She found out. She's like, "Oh, that's fine. I'll just get a new one."
Yeah.
He's like, I'll find it eventually.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's not like a sacred artifact for an entire planet.
It's not like it's a one of a kind thing. We could just make another one.
Easy. In fact, in The Mandalorian, I bet you they make another one.
Oh, Mandalorian's gonna definitely make a lightsaber.
Easy. Exactly. 100% gonna happen. He's gonna fight the dude with the dark saber. He's gonna lose, but it's gonna be cool.
I have a question. Can Moff Gideon use the Force?
Not that we know of.
I don't think so.
Hasn't it been said before that in order to even use a lightsaber, you have to?
Daniel, I was thinking that too, but there's evidence of people without using the Force.
No, you don't have to use it. It's like me going up against a professional swordsman when I have a sword.
Oh, so you can pick it up, but you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
I think anybody can use a lightsaber, whether you're a Jedi Force wielder or just a regular person. I think if you're a Jedi, though, you connect with the kyber crystal more.
Yeah,
Like-
you're faster with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it kind of, it's almost like a part of you in a way, right? Like it's because like we said, like as a Jedi younglings, part of their journey is to go to that planet Elam or wherever, whether it's Elam or I think it is Elam. Yeah, they have to go on that quest to find their kyber crystal.
Yeah, which is blown up now. Actually,
Oh, that's right.
it was turned into Starkiller's base.
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
Like,
That's how he had enough. That's how he had enough kyber crystals to use the weapon. He just took over the planet.
Have you ever thought how crazy that is? In like any other movie, let's say the Avengers, they're fighting so hard to protect Earth. Whereas in Star Wars, they're like, yeah, casually, that guy just took over a planet, whatever.
He just destroyed 9 planets. It's fine.
Fine, we got like a lot more.
Yeah, but then again, they hop planets like they're going from planet like it's nothing. Literally, you will see like one house of a planet, and then they're off to the next.
Like it's a little bit significant.
I mean, Coruscant has been proven to have like 9 billion people on it that just blew up instantly.
Like in the Star Wars universe, some of the planets have like trillions of people,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's just one of many
I
planets.
mean, I bet you Starkiller's base at least killed 1 trillion people destroying those 9 planets.
was one of them Coruscant?
Yeah, in the New Hope it was.
Rip Coruscant.
Wait, Coruscant is gone?
Yeah, it was Leia's planet that the Vader blew up in front of him, and all she did was wince.
Oh, Rip Croissant.
Isn't Coruscant's the big city planet?
Yeah, Coruscant was the main one in the first 3 movies.
Yeah, with Amidala.
Is that where what's that guy's name? The one everyone hates. The annoying guy, the annoying character.
Jar
my-
Jar.
Yeah, is that where Jar Jar's
No,
from?
Jar Jar's from Naboo.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We obviously do see Jar Jar on Coruscant because of the whole interaction thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, a guy named Jar Jar would be from a place called Naboo. It
He's from a swamp of Naboo. He's from the swamp of Naboo.
Yeah.
No, he's not even in like the high city. He's just
Hey man, Yoda lived in the swamp. What's up?
Yoda was also a ghost. Yoda
he only
also,
lived in the swamp because he was hiding. Jar Jar just called that as home. Actually, no. Jar Jar got kicked out of the swamp.
Jar Jar's like, yo, that's some prime real estate right there. Yoda's like, okay.
And not only that, he got kicked out of that prime real estate.
He got kicked out of the swamp.
I love how the people like that, their species were just like, oh yeah, they never gonna find us here, and then they do.
Just That's actually really funny to me. They're never gonna find us in this swamp. Oh no, they found us.
He did. And look, it's like, the Empire has no idea that we're down here. We have a grand army, and they get
That's because they're going up against blasters when all they have is sticks.
and those big, what did they? Oh my gosh, sorry. I know we're kind of going a bit off topic, but what did they call those giant electrical blue things?
I would just call them taser balls.
One of the commanders called them something, and it's the bombas, I think.
Bombas or whatever.
Use the
That's not a
bomba.
name that I want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
That only affect droids. If there was one human in that army, they would have been done.
Agreed.
They had sharp sticks. They had sharp sticks and pretty much a taser is what they had.
I want to say, like, speaking of Starkiller Base, that time setting of the Mandalorian, I think that's a pretty good one, considering how
Yeah.
episode 6 ends, they beat the Empire. Then episode 7 starts, and there's a new order. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, what did Luke do?
Yeah, the rebellion twice had evil come up behind them and take over the planet without them knowing.
Yeah, my question, I'm like, how did it get so strong?
The Star Wars universe needs a third party, somebody who's actually better than the Republic.
Like, I don't get it. And I also like how once the Empire got ended, Darth Vader got defeated, second Death Star got destroyed, there's still people who like follow the Empire. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, I love the argument, like saying with the Empire still here, there was peace, and now that it's gone, it's just everyone doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, people taking over planets, people doing their own thing. Like, is it better?
Mad rush for power.
Yeah, and that's kind of sick because it takes time for them to reestablish the Republic, to
Yeah,
get everyone back on
reestablish the
track.
army.
Exactly, the way what Vader did and Palpatine did, they messed up the universe or the galaxy bad. I was like how the Mandalorian he's just chilling, doing his own thing, while everything around him has just gone downhill.
Yeah, it's like what I still don't understand is after episode 6, the Empire was destroyed, but there are still some almost like a cult following of stormtroopers.
Yeah,
Like,
there's still some people who still tried to follow them.
so you know what's cool to think about? It's like you have those stormtroopers. Could we say at this time right now the First Order is also rising up? So we have two different classes of stormtroopers possibly at the same time.
I think they are the First Order. Like they're like the beginning of the First Order kind of thing.
How long after episode 6 and episode 7 is? How many years is the time between? Because Luke he's kind of young.
It must be a long time because Luke's old now.
Yeah, Luke and Leia are grown, and what's his name? Han Solo. What's his son's name again?
Ben.
Ben Solo is like he's grown,
Yeah.
so he had to be born, grow up, learn to be a Jedi from Luke, and then switch to the dark side.
Right.
And then the First Order arises. So I don't think in the Mandalorian now, the First Order is like anywhere close, because Ben is still a kid. Ben's not even born yet, I doubt, and nothing's even happened yet. But people still
Right.
do follow the Empire.
It's 19 years, they said.
Right.
Between episodes 6 and 7.
Yeah.
How old is Ben then?
Oh no, sorry, not 6. Yeah,
How old is Ben Solo then?
between 6 and 7, there is 30 years. My bad.
Okay, that makes more sense. Guess at 19. I'm like, is Ben like how old is Ben? 16? What is this?
Google switched my thing on me first. Yeah, there's 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, to make Starkiller Base, it couldn't happen in 10 years. It had to take some time.
Oh, come on, let's be honest. It couldn't happen in 30 years. It couldn't happen in 40. But Star Wars is like we're gonna make it happen.
I mean, you got to think it's easier to take over the planet than to transfer it, Daniel.
Plus,
I guess so.
plus, I'm sure they had the Empire or whatever it is, First Order, they've got numbers, like strength in numbers. So I'm sure like they've had like thousands of hands working on to complete it on the time they scheduled.
Yeah, a whole lot of innocent hands that just blew up.
Yeah. I was gonna say I want to continue off of what Kalichi was saying. Sorry to go back to this, but like the Darksaber stuff. Did you guys know that the hilt of the saber is also made out of Beskar, the same
Really?
material that Mando's armor is made out of?
Did not know that.
Does that mean you can't destroy the lightsaber? Like you can't break it with a lightsaber?
Without excessive force, you probably couldn't. Like, I mean, okay, it said that Beskar armor is one of the strongest materials in the galaxy. However, it can deflect regular blasters, but with a lightsaber, it can deflect it to a certain point. But ultimately, a lightsaber could like
Like
melt.
after enough blows, kind of thing.
Yeah, enough blows. So I'm sure like one kind of scratch against the Darksaber's hilt, I don't think it would break it.
But I think if
But
I stab it,
yeah, yeah. I feel like
I mean, if you have a wooden shield and I come at you with an axe, I mean, sure you could block my axe, but I mean, if I keep going, that thing's gonna break.
yeah. I also forgot that Kalichi, Sabine also wielded it in Rebels, right?
yeah.
Yeah, she did, but I don't like Rebels, so I don't.
She wields it for like 2 episodes and then gives it to her mom.
But the only thing I like about Rebels is Darth Maul, and they kill him off.
They
In
kill
that
him off
show,
like
so
quite
I kinda-
easily. Obi-Wan easily takes him out. Yeah.
Obi-Wan one shots him. What do you mean? That fight was 2 seconds.
Maul has been on this emotional fight for too long. The moment this man gets a chance to come back
Honestly.
at his long rival, the guy is spent. No shit, he's gonna lose. Like
The guy lost his legs like several times. The guy
when completely insane.
Exile.
Like
At least in Clone Wars, he gotta go
Yeah.
fight against Ahsoka.
I mean, here's the thing though. Okay, Darth Maul is one of my all-time favorite characters and stuff. Honestly, in my opinion, he's probably one of the strongest like Sith out there. Not saying about like obviously he lost to Obi-Wan, but that's just because he grew old and weak at that point, right? Like
he's obviously the most determined.
yeah, like he
most
really
stubborn.
he honestly took the most out of being a Sith because Sith gather power from their pain, right? The more anger and the more pain they feel, the stronger they get. Which, you ever notice how in Episode 7, with like the Force Awakens, at that scene when they're in that forest with the snow, and Ben screams at Finn, going, we're not done yet," and like, "Traitor!" and he starts punching his stomach. That's because he's inflicting pain on himself, and as a Sith, he gains like through that anger he gains momentum and strength. So with Darth Maul having his whole body severed,
By living in a sewer for like a couple years.
this
With
guy
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, don't knock it.
this guy literally took the most out of being a Sith. Like he honestly his will and determination really like
Yeah.
man, he's a good guy.
They
Man.
even said he's too stubborn to die, is why he survived.
That's the thing. Right?
Imagine that. You're about to die and you're just like, nope, not doing that.
No, it's okay. I don't want him.
I
You
feel
can tell
like
me what to do.
I feel
I'm
like he
good.
wielded the dark. I don't know. In my opinion, out of because we obviously don't have any shows on Tar Vizsla, and I mean we know we've seen Pre Vizsla use it
No.
in Rebels, I
Yeah.
think, or Clone Wars, and obviously Sabine and Bo
In
Katan.
Clone Wars,
But I think Darth
He's the only
Maul.
Force user I think we've seen use it.
Darth Maul is the only Force user.
Yeah.
He's the best
Yeah.
one to use it. Bro, he decapitated someone with it.
Until Palpatine showed up and killed his brother.
No, Asajj.
Sound like Mufasa.
Pretty much right.
Scar, help me, Scar.
That's all I gotta say.
Hey man,
about
well,
Mandalorian.
that transitions
I just love the Dark Saber.
perfectly into the third point on my list. So I'll just start with that. So what I got here is I was talking about the Mandalorian armor. I just like listed off. Obviously, it's all made out of Vesker metal, right? I got
Yeah.
that right. So it's got the helmet, shoulder pauldrons, van braces, breastplate, codpiece, knee pads, whatever. So the real interesting thing, which kind of like when I started this out, I just saw the Mandalorian using like all these weapons. Like he's got his grappling hook, he's got his like flamethrower. I'm like, bro, where's he getting this from? It just shoots out of his wrist. So it's all it's all in the van braces, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And those like
So-
stinging missiles, whatever they're called.
Yeah, so apparently they were made specifically to combat Jedi. Do you guys know that?
Yeah,
No.
there's some. I know there was some tech used to for Jedi against Jedi.
Wait, sorry. Are you saying that Mandos? I know. In history, Mandalorians were kind of built to withstand Jedi. But are you saying like Mando's armor in specific is meant to deter Jedi's, or
I'm talking Mandalorian armor in general is specifically made to be able to
fight Jedi.
withstand a Jedi, right?
Oh right, yeah, okay, yeah.
So shall I just pose the question, because I'm interested in this, and I actually talked with Kenny a little bit about it. Do you think that a fight between a Jedi and a Mandalorian can turn out in the Mandalorian's favor?
It depends on the Mandalorian. It depends on the
Mandalorian.
Jedi.
Yeah.
So let's say
Yeah.
our Mandalorian, because Kenny, you're adamant that the Mandalorian from the show we're talking about, the
Yeah.
Mandalorian, is actually a poor fighter.
Yes, because if you look at him fight a single, there's the episode where he breaks out, right? Breaks out the guy from the jail cell.
Yeah.
And he goes behind and he takes out those 4 droids. He almost loses if it wasn't for his Vescar. And then you see that other guy with the 3 pistols, the same thing behind 4 droids, and he takes them out like so easily before they even turn around.
Yeah, episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6. So yeah,
Man.
I think without the Mandalorian's armor, he would die quite quickly because he takes a lot of shots.
Look, all I'm saying, and this was my my rebuke. Is that the right word? Whatever.
Yeah.
This is my response to last time. If you have armor that can take hits, isn't it smarter in a fight to take hits? Like, instead of wasting time dodging and wasting energy dodging, take a hit and then you go for a really fast punch.
Yes, but in my perspective, same with Captain America though. He has a shield that can take hits. Even when he fights one-on-one guys, he doesn't take many hits from the shield.
So what were you saying? Because like me, you haven't really dealt with the extended
Yeah.
universe a lot.
I personally think that he does have really good skills for a bounty hunter, which he originally was.
Yeah.
But going towards this, I feel like he's adapting more and more, getting used to situations that involve, let's say, more enemies that are challenging for him. So maybe he is struggling right now, but he's also learning from these experiences, I believe.
Could a Jedi not just like use the Force to destroy a Mandalorian? Like, I know you're not really supposed to use the Force to like Force choke somebody as a Jedi, but could you not just do that?
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like 100%. Like
Well,
I
Again,
think.
I think it
It
depends
depends on
on
the Jedi and
I
how
mean,
strong they
like
are.
probably if we're talking about like maybe age or something, like maybe like a Jedi in training at the age of like maybe a little bit older than a youngling, like let's say like a teenager
the
kind of thing.
Padawan kind of thing.
Yeah, like a Padawan learner. I don't think maybe compared to a very skilled Mandalorian, I feel like the Mandalorian would be in favor. But if we're just an example, if you put the Mandalorian we have right now in a fight with like Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan's gonna win. Like
Okay, let's say though we put our Mandalorian against Luke, not old Luke.
I think Luke would win.
I think Luke would win too.
I don't know.
Wait, Luke
because
Luke from like Luke from like
No,
Clone
we're
Wars.
talking
Luke?
that you're thinking Skywalker. We're talking Luke from like episode like 5 and
Oh,
6.
yeah, I think Anakin. I'm
Like
thinking
Uncle
Anakin,
Owen, this
my bad.
motivator blew.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, I keep saying the right. Uncle Owen, this one's got a bad motivator.
wait, you think the
I
Mandalorian
do.
could beat Luke?
I think our Mandalorian can beat Luke.
Could beat Luke like episode 7, episode
I'm
6?
talking.
Luke?
Let's split the difference. Say midway through his training.
Like the first time he fought Vader.
Sure.
Okay, the first time I can see Luke
Yeah.
losing. The second time, even though
He still
Vader
goes
led
ham on that
himself,
guy's arm. I think he would just go ham on the guy on the Mandalorian's armor till it breaks, like he did
Do you
Vader.
really think so? I don't see Luke as a guy with combat sense. He's powerful, sure, and he's a Jedi, but a Mandalorian is trained to deal with situations that are kind of out there. You know, they have a lot of gadgets for a lot of different situations, and I don't know if you knew that someone had a lightsaber against you, would you let your arm be exposed to it?
You gotta think our Mandalorian's more used to ranged combat than close range. He's more used to bringing the blaster than anything else.
So then, let's say the Mandalorian just shoots fire. You can't block that.
With the Force, you could. You see Yoda
Okay,
do
sure. Yeah, you could do that. That's fair.
Okay. I think if the Mandalorian had like if he knew who he's fighting, like let me just get this and this. I know who I'm going up against.
it. You could put up a fight,
He
but I
could
don't
put
think
up
he'd
a
win
fight.
because the Mandalorian armor doesn't cover you all. Like you can see gaps in it.
Oh, that's true. Well, speaking of Mandalorian armor, I wanted to quickly ask: this Mandalorian's armor is fairly plain. It's just kind of like gray metal, whereas you've
Yeah,
seen.
there's no design on it.
Yeah, you've seen others that are like really cool, green and red. We got like blue. So do you guys wish that this Mandalorian suit was almost like more detailed, or are you like happy with this one as like a basic design?
He's got the mudhorn thing on it.
Yeah, the Mudhorn's on it now.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Well, when I first started watching Mandalorian, I was a bit like, he didn't even he didn't have the Beskar armor in the first couple
No,
episodes.
like I said,
No.
even in the first, back to my point of him dodging, even in the first episode when he didn't have the Mandalorian armor, he didn't dodge all that much.
Didn't
Right.
die, though.
Just because he got lucky, because everyone shot for the one spot that had armor.
I'm just saying. If you get lucky all the time, you're skilled. That's just the way it goes.
I disagree with that.
Kenny,
I mean-
if I fight
If you
you
guys
100 times and I win 100 times in a row out of pure luck, then I'm skilled.
I think in the first episode, if he wasn't the main character, he would have died.
Well, he is.
Whatever, that's not actual armor.
Kenny, you can't use that argument. If he wasn't the main character, he'll die. That doesn't make any
We
sense.
saying like stormtrooper level, like one shot to their arm. First of all, I'm not gonna talk about this forever, but like since we're talking about like armor integrity, can we just say these stormtroopers and all of these, from clones to actually wait, clone armor has been actually stated that it's stronger than
Yeah, and in clone, especially in Rebels, it is
Yeah.
like fucking impossible to break. The guy takes like several headshots and he's fine.
yeah. And so speaking of stormtrooper armor and First Order, bro, these guys get one shot to the
These
chest
guys
plate.
get taken out, but like I said, by big sticks.
Dude,
It's a little teddy bear with a big stick. They get taken out.
if they're gonna die, if these guys are gonna die with one blaster to the chest wearing these armor, why even wear the stormtrooper stuff in general? You know,
Because it's fashionable.
that is
Easy.
true.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a new
uniform.
fashion. They always
Alex, they get
Oh,
cold.
I also just realized it's probably just it's uniform. You know, the
Yeah.
Empire's gotta look sleek. You know?
it filters out dust. That's why.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those two little filters on their side. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Wait.
filters out dust. That's the only useful thing for it.
So yeah. Sorry to go back to Daniel's question about the armor and the plainness of it. I mean, okay, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, he's got new armor. That's kind of cool. Honestly, I'm okay with it right now because I'm used to it. I mean, I actually kind of like, in my opinion, the like almost shininess aspect of it. It
Yeah.
kind of looks clean. You know, it's like
Yeah.
slick, right? I mean, we know that there's other. I mean, look, if you take a look at Sabine's, well, is Sabine's isn't Beskar armor.
It is.
So are we saying all Mandalorians? So Boba Fett's is Beskar.
Yeah, it was made for the same thing. No?
That's true.
Same planet.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Is Veskar just on the planet?
Yeah. Well,
Like, is it mined from the planet?
I think
Yeah.
so.
what
I
happened?
think so, yeah.
What happened is, so Mandalore, like the planet, its main, I think its main material, it was abundant with Beskar, which is why the Empire began to take notice of it, right? Which is the whole reason behind the whole
Mhm.
purge of Mandalore. They wanted to own the planet because, I mean, it's the first, it's the strongest metal in known in the galaxy, at least that we know of. And also it was used as currency because if you first see the Mandalore, right? If you first see the Beskar, it's got an Empire symbol on it when he makes that trade with Baby Yoda and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
used
it
as
does.
currency as well, right? One
Because of how
and
useful it
one
is.
plate of that, it has been said if you own just a few of them, you're rich. Like you're set, right? So it was very valuable. So that when the Empire came in and started, taking control of Mandalore, they started mining it, and over the years, it started to become more scarce. So that's why, when we see in the Mandalore right now, people are so like, when they make bargains with Mando, they're like, yeah, you can have this for your armor because they know if they melt it or whatever, they're rich, right?
Yeah.
Because
That's why
it's
everyone tried to kill him.
yeah, it's such a scarce item now. So, sorry, what were we connecting this to? I kind of got so tracked.
His suit. I was gonna say something that I'm looking at his suit and like other suits and the other armor and like Boba Fett's green armor and everything. And I like his like Alex said, the shininess. It looks
Yeah.
it looks clean.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like it can. It looks like it it looks like it can defend.
Yeah.
Like, it'll
Yeah.
hold up in
I
battle.
mean,
Man.
You know?
he's a simple guy.
Like-
He doesn't need luxury.
Yeah.
I mean, plus, like in the show, you've seen like in the first season when he's talking to the other Mandalorians that didn't like him. You can see in their armor,
Yeah.
their helmets look different.
Yeah.
Their armor look different and everything.
Man, I agree. It looks pretty
But-
clean, pretty slick. Something else I think that looks clean and slick, which is a great segue that I just thought of, is the set design of the Mandalorian.
Ah.
I want to touch
Massive,
on.
man.
I want to touch on real quickly because it's really interesting, actually. So the way the set is done in the Mandalorian is unique, and it's like first time they've ever used it. So the company Industrial Light and Magic developed something called Stagecraft, which is like a big circular screen, like a 360-degree video wall, where the set is like a big circle, which the actors stand in the middle of. So no matter which way the camera's facing, you always got an environment around you.
Oh.
Does that mean when they have multiple cameras that they're editing
Okay,
out the
yeah.
camera in post?
I'm not actually sure about that. That'd be interesting to think about. I think they just control the shots, really. You know, like if you're in the shot, they just tell you to get out the shot.
So they must have used that. It looks like it was now that you said that kind of set, that Crate Dragon scene. They probably used it for that.
I'm sure they use it for almost everything.
Yeah.
And in fact,
I think every big set that they don't just walk in and out of kind of thing.
Yeah.
and Disney Plus has actually started using that technology on their other shows. Since
Oh.
it was super useful because this show looks really big budget, and I'm sure it is big budget.
I heard it's
But-
$1 million an episode is the budget.
It's almost like really smart the way they did it instead of having to make like a square room into a
Yeah.
3D environment. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Another thing that I just wanted to touch on real briefly is our little boy, canonly deemed the child, Yoda himself, the internet darling. So the
Yeah.
child is an animatronic / puppet. So you see in his face, it's got some robotics moving there, but a lot of the time it's puppetry as well. Except there's a few scenes where they switch over to CGI. If you saw in
Okay,
sorry?
I'm about to say.
I did
I'm
notice
about to say, I've been looking at it and I was like, I swear that's CG, but I remember
yeah,
to use
like
a
in
puppet.
the second episode of season 2, when he's eating the eggs, they switch to CGI there. It's a
Oh,
lot easier
yeah.
to not
Yeah.
have a puppet eating eggs, I guess.
I'll have a puppet eat an egg that goes nowhere.
I mean, I feel like once they made a decision that they were going to make Baby Yoda do than just like sit around, they couldn't use a puppet. 'Cause if he's going to affect or interact with things around him, he's got to move more fluidly
Yeah.
and more lifelike. And to use a puppet,
Exactly.
it's too
Like when you see
stiff.
the Cookie Monster eating cookies, it's literally just the guy's hand in the puppet smashing the cookie up.
Yeah.
It doesn't eat anything.
Yeah. Now that if they use CGI like they did in episode 2, season 2, it just like no especially the way they used it, like it's so seamless because it'll be a puppet and then it'll be CGI unless you're looking like in depth.
Yeah, it's real
You
smooth,
wouldn't
the
notice.
transition there.
Yeah, it is.
So I wanted to ask you guys another question. Why do you think he became so popular? Is it literally just because he's super
Oh,
cute?
man.
Or do you think there's other factors? Because I
I-
do have a theory.
I've been wanting to talk about this for so long. Okay, it's such an interesting concept. Like, okay, I think it's a factor of both. Like, I think, first of all, the cuteness aspect. Because I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think the thing's adorable. Like that is I can't lie. Every time I look at it, and it makes those little like cooing sounds and like its
Oh.
little nose, man. Like, look at that little nose. Like, come on.
They've called it ugly before in the show, and I'm like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Daniel,
always dissing it.
everyone calls it ugly.
I
That's
know,
the
and
funniest
you're like,
part.
what?
no one look at this ugly
Oh
little
my
creature.
God.
Like, damn.
Even Mando refers to him at one point as a womp rat, which is what
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they all think it's ugly. That's the thing.
honest. But I think it also grew popularity not just because of its cuteness, but I think it's because I guess within the Star Wars whole universe, it's the very first um gateway as to there is probably more species of Yoda than we thought there were, right?
Yeah.
Because like again, going back to what we were saying earlier in the podcast about seeing Yoda's the only one of his species besides of we've seen that there's like obviously that other one that in the council, but that's it, right? We haven't seen any others. So
Yeah.
seeing this thing gave us new hope being man there must be some other and I'd like to point out it seems that so far these creatures of or species of these Yoda all seem to be extremely sensitive with the force.
The whole species. There are a couple species that are known for the force kind of thing.
Yeah. And so that's what I think. I mean, in my opinion, those are my two opinion factors: that the cuteness and the whole.
He was also the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first kid to kind of show on Star Wars. Yeah, like toddler, like styles, I guess would be the right.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got a theory, and it is one word: marketability. It's that Disney can slap this guy on a lunchbox. They could slap him on a shirt, a backpack, and you could be a kid, you could be a girl, you could be a guy, you could be an old person. I don't care. You could be anybody. You could walk around with that shirt, and everyone could enjoy it for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, they have slapped it on everything.
And they have.
And that's the thing too. Like Daniel, like exactly what you said. When you see it, whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, it's iconic by this point because you know Yoda, obviously.
Exactly.
even
Exactly.
even the more common people know Yoda, like people that aren't
Yep.
in the series.
Exactly. It's like Pikachu. You know that character even if you're not in the franchise as a fan.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why people got so. I mean, this is my reason, my idea of why to it got like so hooked on him because like everyone knows Yoda as a mentor, as a teacher, and everything, and like he's the only one. But he's the only one we've ever seen apart from
3 seconds of the other
that I
period.
didn't know about. Yeah, so he's the only one, and then he dies, and like okay, Yoda's dead, and you never see another one after. So you just assume he's the only one from his race that like either left his planet or that's left. And then Baby Yoda shows up with no parents at all, talking about it takes 50 years for him to age up.
Right? It's nonsense. You got this 50-year-old baby.
But think about where they found him. It wasn't like they didn't find him. Mando didn't find him in his own planet. Mando found him in some next planet. Meaning, where did they
Yeah.
get him from?
I mean, there's a lot of theories, but I think the Mandalorian will probably show by like the 3rd season where he comes from.
Hmm.
No, I think it's gonna be longer, man.
Where did the Empire get it from? Because the Empire wanted it, or not the Empire, the guy that wanted to from episode season 1, the one who he was told to kill or whatever. How did they know it was there? How did Baby Yoda get there? Who
I
took
never
him
did
from his
understand
own
the
planet?
tracking pod. Like, how do you set up a tracking
Yeah.
pod?
I think the tracking thing was a part of the wasn't it just in his little carrying egg or it was
No,
the
because
carrying
they even change it and they can still track them. Like, is it just DNA? Like, how, do I need a piece of? If I get Daniel's DNA and put it in a tracking pod, does it tell me where it is? Where he is?
It could be synced to the species.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It must be that's true because there was no physical tracking fob on him. So it maybe it's DNA, maybe yeah, or like what Daniel said, it's kind of tuned to their species.
Does that mean the tracking pod works on every species? On every species of Yoda? If there's another one out there?
It might be sensitive to like people in the Force who are sensitive.
Well, you think it's searching for what's the word I'm thinking?
Strong Force users.
Honestly, I doubt it because what if you want to use a tracker on someone that you don't know the Force uses?
Yeah, because you see other people have tracking pods and stuff like that, right?
That's true. It's probably DNA then.
I just thought what Daniel said actually made could be a possible theory, and it kind of would make sense.
That
Maybe
tracks metachlorians.
midichlorians, yeah. Maybe because this child has such a high midichlorian count, it's counting that kind of energy surge around it. So it would seem like in all of the galaxy. Okay, it's kind of a little far fetched because who's to say that there aren't anything or aren't other force sensitive things with a lot of midichlorians in that same area? But let's just leave that out of it. Like it's probably Yoda's like the one with the highest midichlorian count in the area. So the fobs are all kind of honing in on that, right? So
Yeah.
maybe not his DNA per se, but just the actual energy surge around him, kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. So I just had one last point, and I'll make it really fast because I think I'm the only one that cares. The creature that interests me the most is the blurg,
Oh.
which I don't blame you if you don't know what that is. It sounds
What's a
ugly,
blur?
right? It is.
What is that?
It is so it's based on a sketch actually from a creature that was going to be in The Empire Strikes Back, or maybe it was, but it's based on a sketch that I guess never made it to the movie.
Hmm.
And it made its first on-screen appearance in Ewoks: The Battle for Endor, which is a movie
Yes.
I watched as a kid.
Oh.
What, you were one of the 4 people that watched it?
Exactly. Nobody knows this movie, and it got terrible reviews. But it technically is
canon.
is the sequel to the first spin-off of Star Wars.
The holiday special you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about Ewoks. Caravan of Courage would be the
Yeah.
first movie spin-off of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So in that movie, there's these characters called the Marauders, and they're, I guess, an enemy to the Ewok, trying to capture them and stuff. And they used to ride blurgs. Now, blurgs are, you in The Mandalorian, you know them from Arvala 7 at the Moisture Farm. You know the guy, he has those animals he
Quill.
rides on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
What's it-
they're pretty small, but in their first appearance in the Ewok movie, they were actually really big, like the size of an elephant, basically.
Was that just size comparison, I guess? Because compared to the Ewoks, they must have been.
Like the Marauders are like person sized, and they could sit on them like an elephant.
Does that mean there's 2 species of the blurgs, I guess? One bigger and one smaller, just like dogs kind of thing?
Movies were taken away from the canon,
Mm.
so I think
Yeah.
they just downsized them to make them more accessible for other characters. Actually, they first became canon in the Clone Wars, the episode Liberty on Ryloth. I guess
Yes,
that's-
I was just about to say
That doesn't ring a bell to me.
it's
Not to me
okay.
either.
So I'll let Daniel explain it, but just for Kenny, do you guys Hera Syndulla in Rebels, like the green Twilight
so,
girl with
yeah.
Kanan,
Yeah.
yeah, her
Oh
father.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, now I remember those.
So her father was I guess the captain of the on Ryloth, and he's the orange Twi'lek, right? And then yeah, I'll let Daniel take it from there. That's just a
Nah, man, that's all I got. You're covering my back here, man.
well, I was just gonna say, yeah, they're also like Daniel said, they're like on Ryloth, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, but I think in one instance they said they proved to be a match for Imperial speeder bikes. Like they're actually just if you wanted them to be, they could run just as fast and with velocity and power.
I did not know that, but that's
I
super.
assume they couldn't go as long as a motorized bike.
Probably not.
They'd probably get tired, but I think it's actually been it's been stated. I think I remember this from on Star Wars' website in the data banks. It said that in some instances they've actually been proved to match the speed of an Imperial speeder bike
How fast can they go?
as fast as a speeder bike.
So I just thought that was really interesting, and like it really speaks to like what's canon and what's not in the Star Wars franchise, because
Yeah.
there's crossover between some of these things that aren't canon anymore. I know there was a whole group of games that aren't canon anymore, and I'm sure
Yeah.
people are upset about that.
The Knights of Republic, I think they're.
I never played that actually.
I never played it either, but I heard it was good.
Yeah.
I heard it was the best Star Wars game out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot out there.
Wait,
Good ones, at least.
which game?
Yeah.
Not the Old Republic. I heard the same
Huh.
thing too.
I'm more of a Battlefront player, if anything.
How do know? People like the old Battlefront, didn't they? I know people like the old Battlefront.
What's that newest one called? I can't remember. Why is it not coming to my head?
Oh, Fallen Order?
Yeah, I like Fallen Order. I think Fallen Order is cool.
It was, man. I love the option of being able to. Okay, I find it a little bit weird though. How I mean, if you look at it canonly, you can change. I thought it was a cool feature though, changing your lightsaber's color like to whatever color
Yeah.
you want, except for red, obviously. But if you complete the
Mhm.
game, I hear that if you do it again, you actually play the game with a red lightsaber. If you do like the next,
Yeah, if you complete it on like Ultimate Plus, you get like a
Yeah.
red lightsaber as your reward.
yeah.
Which I never did because it was incredibly difficult and not worth
Yeah.
the reward.
The game, I don't know if it's canon though. The game is canon, right? Fallen Order.
I believe so.
It's that means
think
we've been
so.
introduced to more lightsaber colors such as pink and turquoise because those are color options as lightsabers in the game, as well as oh wait, no, sorry, green's already a color. What am I thinking?
Yeah, it's canon.
I could rock a pink saber all day, dude.
Yeah,
Is
man.
it pink? I didn't think there was pink.
Oh nah, mine.
Oh, I
I want
know.
purple.
You know how a purple lightsaber came about? George Lucas was talking to why can't I think of the actor's name?
Oh, Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. He's like, you can either do green or blue. And he's like, I want purple. And he's like, I guess we could do purple.
Yeah. The man straight up told him.
Well, yeah, Kenny, that's all I got for you. So there you go.
Nice. Very interesting, my guy. That was awesome.
I was gonna say Mace Windu got done dirty. Alright, he got done dirty. I'm so hurt that they brought back Palpatine before Mace Windu.
Maybe he'll come back.
Bro, he can't.
We've
Mace
seen
Windu is
several accounts
dead.
that you've seen Jedi fall from great heights and survive.
Yeah, but they've confirmed Mace Windu is 6 feet under. He's long
The poor
gone.
guy got pelted out of a building.
Even if he's alive, he got hit with that Force lightning so good. He probably looks
This-
uglier than Palpatine.
This podcast is dedicated to Mace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Please type
Dedicated
F
to
in
Mace
the,
Windu.
please type F in the
You could have been.
comments.
You could have been so much. You could have been so much more.
Dude, I
but
think
no one
I
likes to
think
twinkle so clean.
I think with Mace Windu probably got one of the most like dirtiest deaths. First of all, man
He
got his
done
arm
dirty.
chopped off, struck with dark force
Bro.
lightning, and then pelted out of the nearest building.
Not even that. Not even that. This whole empire could have been dealt. Mace Windu would have He
Yeah.
would have finished Palpatine, but Anakin was like, "No, cut your arm off," and then
Yeah.
got booted
Yeah.
off building. All this, if we just let Mace Windu 1v1, no. Every time a 1v1 starts, they're like, "Yo, get him! Don't let him win."
Yeah, I got a couple predictions, man, for the next season, for season 2. But like I said, Mandalorian's got to get a lightsaber. He's got to help because that's the only way he can block against the dark saber. He's got to get a lightsaber.
I agree.
Do you think that maybe he will end up getting the dark saber for himself?
I think he will. I think he'll get the dark saber and he'll try to unite the Mandalorians to help find Yoda.
I disagree. I think he'll make his own. He has the means to do it.
I don't think so. I don't think that.
That's
I don't
the only way
You
you
think he's
can
gonna make his
combat
own? How does he block against the dark saber? No, if Ahsoka wins, it's gonna be a 2-second battle. If Ahsoka goes in,
Ahsoka has
yeah,
two lightsabers.
and then
Who gives him
Ahsoka
one?
goes up against Moff Gideon and decapitates him in 2 seconds.
Ahsoka's not fighting Moff Gideon. They'll find a reason. Maybe they'll break both the arms.
Wait, what?
I don't know. They'll do something. They'll do something. Make it take her out the fight.
If Ahsoka Tano fights Moff Gideon,
Hey, okay,
Moff
okay.
Gideon is
Let's keep it
decapitated in
PG,
2 minutes.
guys. Let's keep it
Moff
PG.
Gideon's gonna get worked. Get worked.
All I heard was somebody breaking another person's arm. That's all I heard.
They gotta find a reason. If Ahsoka's too strong,
That's why Moff Gideon's. That's why he's got to fight Mandalorian with a lightsaber.
and if Moff Gideon beats Ahsoka, then Mando
No,
can't beat.
there's no way.
Why not? Why not? It's got to happen. It's his show, right?
No, Daniel. I don't give a damn for this show. It don't make sense. Ahsoka was trained by Anakin. Do you know who Anakin is? Do you know who
Yeah.
Anakin
He's
is?
not fighting Anakin.
Exactly. You know what he's done? Anakin Skywalker.
You know he
trained
said.
by
You know he said.
Obi-Wan.
Darth Maul is an amazing lightsaberist. Ahsoka beat him. If
That's
she goes up against somebody who
Exactly.
doesn't know how to use the Force, she will decapitate him in 2 seconds.
If Moff Gideon beats Ahsoka. No, oh, you know how Ahsoka, in the new movie, it showed all the voices of the past Jedi, Master, whatever. And you know how
Yeah.
Ahsoka's voice was there? There's a theory of mine. I don't want it to happen. What if in the Mando show, Moff Gideon killed
Very
Ahsoka?
possible.
That's how the voice happened.
It would be the most cheapest thing ever for you guys. You'd have to do some like backshot from like 1,000 yards away.
Nah, kid, it's clean. It's all clean. 1v1.
You know what? That isn't a bad theory though, because that would explain maybe how she
Yes.
would die. You know?
You also got to think there's also 30
Yeah,
years
and then
difference,
Mando killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she's old now, so I can't imagine.
If Moff Gideon killed Ahsoka and then Mando takes her lightsaber and beats Moff Gideon, I can see. I don't want that to happen.
I think
but
Ahsoka would
that
just
could
die
make
of old
sense.
age before
True.
the age. Like,
How old is Ahsoka? Right now,
Ahsoka's gotta be. Yeah, she's gotta be 50, I think.
not even. It can't be 50. How old was Anakin when he died?
He was. Oh shoot. How old was? He must have been somewhere. Okay, wait. Are we talking about Darth Vader age or like died metaphorically as in Anakin age?
No,
He must have
Darth
been
Vader. Darth Vader.
50 or I want to say 50, around 50 years old.
Okay, here's the thing. Ahsoka came into the Clone Wars. She joined the Clone Wars on Anakin's as Padawan, whatever, in
Yeah.
the war. She was 14. How long is and Rebels take
She's
place?
an adult by
what?
Rebels.
She's in her 30s
She's
in
an
Rebels,
adult
I
by
think.
Rebels.
She's probably, yeah, I just want to say 30s.
No way.
Wait,
Actually,
no,
30s?
maybe like 20s because she
She's
doesn't,
late 20s at minimum.
Mid 20s. I can see
because
that.
I don't think they'll make her too old in. Oh, actually, we don't know what she looks like
Yeah,
yet in
we don't know for
Mando.
sure.
Can't. Okay. She can't be. Okay, if Sabine, not Sabine, what's the girl? Who do we see that we
Bo-Katan?
all? If Bo-Katan is like still in her prime, no way
Yeah,
Ahsoka could be that old.
that's true.
Because Ahsoka is so much younger than Bo-Katan.
Right. Yeah, that's a good. It's a good chance that she probably be like still young and stuff like that.
But anyway, apart from that, I don't think if Mando makes his own lightsaber, what color?
I think
would it be?
it would either just be a gray, like a suit kind of thing.
Yeah.
There might be a problem with that because I don't think kyber crystals are naturally pale in color. Given, besides, there needs to be something to happen to a lightsaber kyber crystal in order for it to change color. For
I mean,
example,
Ahsoka's is gray. Ahsoka's is like whitish.
Ahsoka's is great
Ahsoka
because,
is white.
well, there's a whole bunch of things. Like, for example, I don't mean to like go sway off topic, but
Yeah.
some theories as to say why Mace Windu's lightsaber is purple is because originally it's blue or it's red. It starts off with one of the colors, and there's a concept called bleeding a kyber crystal, which means that you do something bad, which kind of makes like red and blue make purple, so it kind of like you're in that thing. But then other people say, okay, it's just a purple kyber crystal.
Yeah, no,
like,
but I was talking of Ahsoka's in Rebels.
oh yeah, sorry. So my theory is that there's another thing, where, see, I've only heard of white sabers from Sith people because what happens is that they try to become good, like ex Sith. I don't know if this is canon. This must be Legends, but what happens is in Legends is that I think with a red lightsaber to make it white is that you I think I don't know. It's another concept of bleeding out the kyber crystal. It becomes pale and it just kind of loses all color at a certain point.
I like. I
Is
like your
that what it is?
in I don't know what it is. I think it's a book. It follows Ahsoka time before you see it in Rebels, and it talks about how in Star Wars Rebels the people chasing after the main cast. What's it called again?
The Inquisitors.
Inquisitors or something like that. Yeah. So Ahsoka was in some next place, and an Inquisitor came and attacked people she was with. And when she beat them, she took their lightsaber. And how the way Sith do it is that they would bleed a crystal, where they would take the crystal and use their force to force it red. It's what Anakin did. He took his lightsaber and forced it red. Yeah, and Ahsoka did the same thing with the one she got. But instead of turning blue, it turned white.
In an attempt to combat the dark saber, he tries to make his own, and it comes out imperfect, and you get like a dark gray.
Wait, I swear, isn't Ben
Ben's
Solo's
Ben's
lightsaber-
has actually confirmed his kyber crystal is corrupted. It's
is it
cracked,
cracked?
which gives why his It's unstable, which
unstable
he
look.
goes back in the High Republic, back before, like, I think you and Yoda was really young. It's the olden times, right? Lightsabers used to look like, you know how his saber looks like a sword hilt.
Yeah.
Those
Mhm.
hilts on the kind of cross area are actually exhaust vents, because it's stated that if Ben had a regular lightsaber, it would actually explode, because it's giving off so much corrupted energy that there's no exhaust ports for the extra energy to exit. So that's why he has those, to, like, so it's kind of like stabilize it himself. But yeah, his is, they say there's two theories. I won't go on it for long, but one says that it's just a corrupted kyber crystal. The other one is that he took his grandfather's kyber crystal, and because it was, broken, he tried to fix it, and obviously you can't really fix it all the way. You can't fully repair a kyber crystal, so he kind of put them together, and bam.
My next theory is with Baby Yoda, or the child.
Back to that.
I think he's going to become a gray Jedi, just because you've seen him use dark moves, dark force moves, and light force moves. Plus, the Mando's not the best influence.
Wait. Which
The choking, the choking's the dark one, and the force healing is considered a light move.
There's so much debate on that, because I think it's a cool concept. I don't know though, because here's the thing: we could say that in Baby, which is the child's defense, he probably didn't know what he was doing. Like, you know how childs, like, they don't know. Yeah, he doesn't know the between. No one has trained him, so he doesn't know what's right or wrong.
Doesn't matter. Once you do it, you've
Yeah.
straight off the Jedi path.
You have the Jedi, and there's also the high probability that Ahsoka Tano is going to teach him, and she's technically a gray Jedi right now.
Yeah.
Kenny, you told me this, and I told you last time. I don't know. I agree with you that he could become a great Jedi, but he lives for too long. He's a baby. It takes how long could to get to what a teen?
Right now he's
adolescent?
he's around
you can train at
50
8.
years or
You can train at 8, so you only need to go a couple hundred more years.
Well, I heard a theory that the aging on Yoda's species would be like an S. So it'd be slow at first, then it would spike quickly to the old age, and then it would plateau again.
Like kind of like a puberty kind of like thing, where his puberty accelerates.
So when he reaches childhood, he would very quickly, over the course of like maybe 10 years, go from child to adult.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And then stay at
That's just something I heard online.
That's
That'd be
cool.
That makes sense.
The other thing I want to point out is too that there is the possibility of Yoda not even using a lightsaber. Maybe because there are in the universe Force wielders who aren't Jedi's.
Yeah.
There's
that one what's that one I'm thinking of?
the
You see him in
blind
the Clone
guy.
Wars.
Oh,
Jar Jar Bangs.
oh,
Huh?
oh shoot. Well, I know there's that creature in Rebels that Kanan and
Oh, that Koro, or something like that.
yeah, whatever that big coral guy's name is. Oh man, I forget his name. But he's powerful with the Force, but he's not a Jedi.
He's also just a creature.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see Baby Yoda in the future learn how to wield a lightsaber.
Baby
Oh wait,
Yoda
sorry,
becomes-
Queechee?
What if Baby Yoda becomes?
That's
a
what I was just
Mandalorian?
thinking.
Oh.
Big brain move. He becomes a Mandalorian.
Because if you think about it, Mando is not a pure blood Mandalorian. He was trained into the. Remember how Bo-Katan said you're part of those people who just all they go around saying this is the way. Put a helmet on. Don't take the
Yeah.
helmet off, and you're good. Right? What if Mando's like, I'm still being a good person. This kid, we can't find his family. I'll make him a Mandalorian. This is the way he becomes a Mandalorian with the white lightsaber.
That's cool.
And because a Mandalorian is like they can't do their own thing. They don't. The most of them are bounty hunters, so they kind of like on their own way. He could stay a white Jedi because he's not part of the Jedi Council, and he's not a Sith. He does his own thing. And as long as Ahsoka teaches him just to be good, you don't got to worry about both sides. He can have his white lightsabers, and he can be a Jedi, and he can have a sick helmet.
Right. That might, honestly, that is a really cool theory to think about, because I mean right now Mando is kind of like his only father figure, like, quote unquote. Like, he is pretty much
Hmm.
child like kids absorb from their looking at their
There's-
what
yeah.
guardians, I guess, like they just like monkey see monkey do kind of thing like that. So it is a possibility that Baby Yoda will look up to Mando, and who knows, maybe he'll be the next force wielding Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. His suit would be weird because they gotta find a jetpack.
You need a jetpack. Not all Mandalorians have one.
Also, it'd be really funny because he's so small.
Plus, if or not, he wears a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours just stick out.
It need to be metal eels. Metal eels. Ears.
Yeah, right.
Eel.
I also think Ahsoka Tano will become will train Yoda, Baby Yoda. She's the only one alive
Okay, I
that
can see
could.
that. If Daniel's theory holds true, I can see that. How Mandalorian
Yeah.
kind of ages up and slow.
I feel like she's just
Because
gonna
that's
be
the
a
only way
cameo,
that
though.
they survive long enough.
I think so.
They got
I
a
can see that
decent
too.
actress
It is-
for her. She might stay on.
Nah, but Ken, you don't get it. It's too much. It's like there's no way. Imagine they put Obi-Wan into the show and make her a main character.
Yeah, it's gonna take away from this character that was kind of just a small story in the whole universe.
Yeah.
I could see her taking along for at least a couple episodes. I could see her maybe not being a main character, but a returning character.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
He goes back to whenever he needs the child babysat.
I was gonna ask, so
Anything else?
Cynric, as a first-time viewer of The Mandalorian and just kind of setting your foot into the whole Star Wars universe, what was your opinion on the show? Because you literally started it like probably last month, whereas we've been watching it for like quite some time right now. So what did you think of it? As to give like, I don't know, maybe our viewers like kind of like an unbiased opinion.
Yeah, I started maybe around 10 days ago. Actually, now honestly,
Oh wow.
I actually like at the first episode. It kind of drew me in there. I actually liked it. It showed snippets of what happened to him before, like a flashback. It had a good amount of let's say, dramatic portion to the show as well as like an emotional.
Hmm.
Let's say, for example, when their hunter, so the hunter droid, I believe it's called, when they went to the gate to open it and they got jumped basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the droid kept saying he was gonna kill himself, like self-destruct,
Oh yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. I love his.
Self-destruct, bro.
and he's
Yeah,
like, "No, don't do it."
the man's just given up, man. He's done. He's like,
Yeah, even the same droid, like I know the Mandalorian wasn't too fond of the droids too, and
yeah.
then when Quill, let's say, readjusted the droid and brought it back to, let's say, brought it back, and even when he wanted to destroy himself again, he was kind of iffy about it too, the Mandalorian, because the droid kind
Yeah,
of won him over.
you can see the Mandalorian has growth.
Yeah.
Because droids nearly killed him and killed his parents.
Parents, yeah.
Yeah, it was the
It was the super
Because
droids, whatever
right when
they're
they
called.
closed the doors, so that's when the boom happened, like the explosion.
yeah. It was the time like because as a child, his era was his childhood was around the separatist regime.
Yeah, the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So
The Clone Wars.
the
The
good
Clone Wars,
guys
yeah.
were humans, and the droids were in the sense the bad guys here.
Oh, and they use the
Yeah.
super droid. I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, I honestly liked it a lot actually.
The show's good for it. It's a western. It's a space western. You don't gotta know. You don't need to know
Yeah.
Say it again.
to watch
Yeah.
it. You don't need to know. You don't need to know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. Like I mean, okay, outside of me, being a Star Wars fan, like putting myself in those shoes, like Cynric and anyone else who has really never got into Star Wars, it's a really good like you said, you don't have to watch, you don't have to
Yeah.
know everything. It's like it's just a well-rounded, you know, like show you
Yeah.
can just get right into.
I'll be honest, like yeah, to be honest, I actually like the show a lot. I didn't know that much. Like I watched episode 1 and 2, but I felt like episode 1 and 2 was really dry. Like it
I
was
could
it was very
I could
it was very like serious, pretty much like a serious atmosphere. And this
yeah
is
I
kind of like it welcomes multiple audiences,
mhm,
Mhm.
those
yeah.
who like the background and those who want to get into it, I believe.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I was telling Cedric that in every single episode of season one, the Mando uses his flamethrower at least once. And in season 2, I think in the newest episode
Yeah.
he doesn't use it.
That's right. He
But it was cool though because in every episode it wasn't like he just did it just cause we can use it. It was
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it made sense why he used it. Like it's a
Yeah.
good time to use my flamethrower.
I actually never
I'm gonna use it
noticed
now.
that trend. Like it never actually popped. Like it just kind of like okay, he's using it, but I never thought to think that like he actually.
You don't. No, because every time you use it, you're like, good job.
Right,
Use it. I think it's a good time to use it.
Oh man.
Another thing I want to see again. I think what was it called? The whispers,
the whistlers or whatever they
the
are.
whistlers. Yes.
He uses them a bit. He uses them in the second episode, or the first episode of season 2.
I love those things, man. That's such a cool weapon.
I think he used them so far 2 separate occasions so far.
Yeah.
I think he said they're rare, so I think they're hard to load, kind of thing. They're
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of my favorite scenes of the Mandalorian. I think season 1, the last episode, when the 2 stormtroopers capture Baby Yoda, and they're like, "Yeah, what are we doing here? Like, we're kind of waiting for this." Speed.
I
What's in the
think
bag?
Taika Waititi had a part in that episode, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
was one of the clone troopers that was
And,
talking.
he's like big into that kind of monologue almost comedy.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see that side of the stormtroopers too.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's like you said, like if you actually like their dialogue, I think they even make fun of themselves. Like they hint at how stormtroopers can't hit
They
like
do.
anything. Like,
Yeah, they try to hit that can and everyone misses.
I like we thought
oh yeah,
they
that's
were
right.
missing.
That's right. That was the scene when they tried to hit the can, and they're like they blame it on the gun. They blame it on the
Clearly
gun, but
missing.
everybody knows that it's just because of stormtroopers' terrible aim.
No aim. I was watching an episode with Cynic, and he was asking me what's the difference between the speeding stormtroopers and regular ones
Oh,
because
yeah.
their helmets look different. And I told Cynic, there's realistically they're the exact same thing. One rides a bike and one
Oh,
doesn't.
I was
and
wrong.
that's it.
Taika Waititi directed IG-11. Was the voice of IG-11.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
So it's that
Huh.
assassin droid.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in on our very first episode of the Lunch Table. Thanks for listening, and hope to see you next time.
Peace out.
Take care.
Bye.
See ya.